Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paige Campbell Show, episode 24, I believe it is. Is it 24?
Yes, or 20.
I think, yeah.
I'm gonna check.
Well, that would mean next time is 25, which
25.
we gotta do something cool for.
Special.
We're trying to do something cool today. Hopefully it works out. We're trying to do a little road trip here.
First ever mobile episode of the Paige Campbell Show.
This is, of course, next to me is my esteemed co-host, Noah Clarke.
Yep.
We're going to see Hannibal Buress in Richmond, a very funny comedian, in Richmond, Virginia. We live in Waynesboro. Noah lives in Zen. I live in Waynesboro, Virginia. So we're going to go see him. It's about an hour, 21-minute drive. So we're going to fit in an episode here. How you doing, Noah?
I'm great. I'm really excited to see Hannibal.
Yeah?
Sort of a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah, I know. It was cool because, like, the show got delayed, like, twice. And, like, I wanted to go, but, like, I just didn't really think about it. And then I noticed that the tickets, like, the show hadn't happened yet. So I was like, let's get tickets. I love Hannibal.
Yeah.
He's hilarious, so I'm super excited to see him. Let's get into it, I guess. Since we're on a road trip, let's talk road trips, man.
All right, let's talk road trips.
What are some of your favorite things to do on a road trip?
Well, there's always the classic I Spy games.
Yeah.
And the other road games.
Yeah.
Everyone plays those. Everyone's got to play those games. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like there's a distinct two different types of road trip. There's like a road trip with your family, you know?
Yeah.
There's like a road trip with your friends.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, road trip with your family, you play a lot more like corny games. You know what I mean? Like, did you ever play like the A through Z game?
Yeah.
Where like, where like
That's
you have to, it's classic. But you have to, you pick like a topic. We could play it. you pick a topic and you just go A through Z. Like,
yeah.
You just be like the Star Wars characters. Start with A. You know.
Alderaan.
Well, it's a place, but but yeah, that's a good example. Eat a lot of foods, I guess.
Yeah. I think typically I nowadays whenever we go on like long trips, I shut out and just listen to music the whole time.
Yeah. I definitely like turn on a podcast, play 3DS. Yeah.
Road trips are good for podcasts.
I played a lot of Smash recently.
You play a lot of Smash.
Well, this is an example of a podcast you could listen to.
Exactly.
While on a road trip.
You feel like you're right here in the car with us.
You're on a road trip with the Paige Campbell Show. I hope this works out because this is the type of thing that really could be a game changer. I think a few people have done it, but like it's not.
I think Jerry Seinfeld has a show like this.
Yeah, like
on like HBO.
Comedians
like
and cars getting coffee or something like that. I think, and I think I heard that I think Greg Miller did something like this with like all the kind of funny guys.
It's pretty clever.
It's cool, yeah. This was your idea.
Yes,
I just want to throw that out. Noah Clarke texted me last night. We're excited about seeing Hannibal.
Text.
And he says, let's do a podcast in the car. And I was like, you're a genius. And that's why we keep him around. That's why he is the co-host. That's why he's on every episode.
But yeah, other than like sound quality, this probably...
Yeah, the sound quality is working out. I think the camera setup is actually really good. I like the camera angle. I've got it duct taped and it's holding pretty well. So hopefully it'll hold for an hour and 21 minutes.
That should be...
Or 33, whatever we do. We probably won't do anything coming back because it'll be dark.
Yeah.
So that'll be not great.
Just don't slam on the brakes or anything.
Right. And I can't promise that, but I did bring extra duct tape.
Yeah.
You can be in charge of that because I'm driving.
Right. No distracted driving.
Right. Well, I'll be able to talk a little more once I get on the highway here because I can just kind of, I might even just lean back and take a nap. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes. Put on cruise control.
Put on cruise control. Take a nap. Wake up in Richmond to see Hannibal Buress. So let's keep. Yeah, see, so for 95 miles, continue on here, so yeah, we'll be good here. I'm gonna go for some cruise control. So while, road trips, we got games. Any more games you want to point out?
There's I Spy, there's one, I can't remember what I feel like there's one that sort of combines the I Spy aspect and the Alpha 1 aspect. unless
Yeah.
you just say, unless it's, maybe not.
Well, there's like, yeah, the I Spy. I'm trying to think, like, what do you really do for I Spy? You know?
You just like look for something and describe it.
Oh, and then they have to guess what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that. That'd be good.
You have to say, I spy with my little eye something brown.
Okay. Now, what are some road snacks you like to eat? What do you like
Snacks.
to get in? That's a big part of the road trip, of course. It's the road snack.
Exactly. Well, Chex Mix is always good for the road,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I dig Chex Mix, absolutely.
Fast food.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Stopping for fast food.
You always like, especially when you're little, it's like the best when you're little and like your dad drives, you know, the entire like 6 or 8 hour,
Yeah.
wherever you're going, like Tennessee. We go to Tennessee all the time. My grandparents live in Tennessee, and like, especially when I was little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We would leave really early in the morning, somewhere like an hour and a half down the road. We'd get like McDonald's, and I'd just leave, man, and it'd be good.
Yeah.
Always a good time. You know what? You know what I'm gonna throw at you? Combos.
Combos are good, yes.
I like combos
Do you like
for the road.
combos? Pizza combos?
But yeah, I mean, I love combos, but I feel like for some reason on the road they're especially good.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I think when I have a memory of like my mom always having a bag of combos whenever we went to
Yeah.
the road. So yeah, that's a good road snack.
Oh, for sure. So you got combos. Pringles are always good for the road.
Yeah, Pringles are good road snack. I feel like you can just eat as many Pringles as you want, and they don't really do much for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, chips in general don't fill you up, but Pringles I feel like especially.
Yeah.
Just like do not fill
Something
you up.
about them.
Something about them. One thing I do have to say about the Pringle though, even though it doesn't really fill you up, they're not misleading as far as packaging goes.
Right.
You know, you get a bag of chips. You know,
Yeah.
and half of it's
There's air. Yeah.
You get a can of Pringles, and it's a
You know what you're getting.
It's a full can of Pringles. That mustachio chip does not lie.
You can shake it.
Is his name Mr. Pringle?
It might be. I don't know.
I don't know his name, but I think it's Mr. Pringle.
He's got a nice mustache.
He does. I like the handlebar. He looks like he's ready to go 10 rounds on the ring with anyone you put up against him.
But he says bully.
Bare knuckle boxing. You know what I'm saying?
He says bully. That's his catchphrase.
What's his catchphrase?
Bully. Yeah, that's what they say.
Who says that?
Just like that means like good.
The boxers say that?
I don't know. I'm sure boxers would say it.
Or people with handlebar.
People with handlebar mustaches. Yeah,
okay.
in general.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
No. I know Boulder Dash is a thing they like to throw around.
Do they say that?
Yeah, like Boulder Dash.
That's like a word
like
game,
rather
isn't
than
it?
like you call shenanigans
yeah,
at someone and you say
that's Boulder
that's
Dash.
Boulder Dash.
Well, bully is like, oh, bully. You know what I mean? You haven't heard that?
Maybe?
It's a good word.
I like Bully, the Rockstar game.
Yeah, it's a
You ever
good
play
game. That is a good game.
It's. I feel like they never confirmed this, but I feel like Bully is the perfect prequel to Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Because you're a miscreant. You're a kid that does not follow authority. You know. And then you grow up, and you don't follow authority.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You grow up stealing cars.
I had that game. I think I either borrowed it or rented it a while back, a couple years ago, to play through it, and I got really far, and then accidentally deleted my file. I was just like,
That's how it goes.
I'm not going through it again.
Right.
So I returned it.
It's one of those games, like, story, okay, but it's fun to run around.
Yeah, exactly.
Get into the meat of the world. You know what I mean?
Meet up some kids.
There's a hobo. You remember him?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, here's some little Bully spoilers, but I'm sure the hobo gets abducted by aliens.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't remember.
Because there is a alien. You can dissect an alien.
Well, the whole game he's like,
One thing.
okay.
I think so.
Well, the whole game
You
he's
can
like
dissect like a-
he's like insane, and he's like talking about aliens, and everyone's like, you know that old hobo, and then he just disappears, and it's pretty insinuated. It's heavily insinuated. You know what I was thinking about? Spoilers. Just when are spoilers too soon? That's my question.
That's a good point because I was actually thinking about this because like Breaking Bad, you know, is one of those types of shows where you can really easily spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
And like as the last season was like coming out weekly, I remember like there was a ton of like talk about it online.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're late to that show, you know what I mean? Like if you come in late to that show, all you have to do is log online and see some like major spoilers.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, you know, people are posting stuff as the show is coming out, but like, is it really fair to call it a spoiler after like months of even a year's passed?
Do you ever like complete blackout on something and just like you refuse to look at any article regarding it because you want? Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
One of like, it's kind of a weird thing, like a spoiler for comedy, but like tomorrow, today's Sunday, we're seeing Hannibal. Tomorrow's the roast of Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm super excited for it, but they filmed it like 3 weeks ago,
right?
And a ton of websites posted like the 24 best jokes from the roast of Justin Bieber, and
which I read a lot of.
Yeah, see, you read a lot of them, and I was like, I was tempted to, but I'm like, I want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I want my first experience with that joke to see like Hannibal deliver that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
because I mean, even the smallest like notion of like what they say can just ruin the whole end of the joke.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Because I mean, a joke's not really funny twice. You know what I mean? Like, not really.
Yeah.
You might laugh. You might laugh having the memory of the joke, but it's not really legitimately funny.
Unless it's a really good joke. Yeah. Typically, it's not.
Typically, it's not funny twice. Traditionally. But yeah, spoilers. Like, when is too soon? Just because, like, you're talking about Breaking Bad, like a couple months. If you spoil that, you know, that's too soon. I think.
Yeah.
A couple months. But like, I think of something like Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like.
Right. Yeah. Like if
Darth Vader is Luke's father.
People always
big spoiler.
say that, yeah.
But like, when's too soon? You've had, 40 years to see Star Wars.
I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
Or like you go to church and they tell you that like Jesus got crucified.
Yeah.
And it's like, I haven't gotten to that part yet. What are you doing?
It's been about 2,000 years, I think.
Those are Bible spoilers.
You should know this by now.
It's like, oh, that part where he goes up on the rock, that's not a good part.
It's like, I don't know what's happening next.
Oh. Yeah, so like 2,000 years, is that too soon?
Maybe. Could be.
Know.
But yeah, like, I guess, like, give it time after it's gotten on Netflix, maybe, because, like...
Yeah, like, once it's on streaming or something.
Like something like Breaking Bad. It's a great show.
I need to. There's just too much to watch, you understand? That's the thing.
Once it's, like, established in the mainstream, you know what I mean? Like, once enough people have seen it, if you still haven't seen it...
Yeah. Now, I'm going to throw this your way, too. We're talking about how soon... But what constitutes a spoiler? You understand? Like, how close does it have to be to
like,
really
how much can you talk about it?
Well, like, my example is here, like, I love IGN. I read IGN multiple times a day. You know what I mean? Just for my news. They keep me up to date on all the things I want and enjoy: comics, video games, movies. But I'm on IGN the other day, and here's a spoiler for you. Ninja Turtles number 44 came out, and Donatello dies in it. They didn't advertise that someone was going to die, but Donatello dies in it, right? And it was a big deal. I got the issue after I read that he died in it. But the headline of the article was, "Major character dies in newest issue." And I feel like that's a crappy, like, wait, that's a bad spoiler, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because, like, they didn't tell you who died, but, like, if you're reading it and you have no idea that anyone's gonna die, like, it's a bigger, like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there are some ways to, like,
it's a bigger, like, holy crap moment if you don't know anyone's gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like, granted, you still don't know who's gonna die, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's spoiled.
Just, like, giving, like, just a little bit of information about, like, a major, like, plot event in something.
Yeah.
Just hinting at it can probably, spoil the whole thing.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Has anybody spoiled anything for you, like, big time?
I'm trying to think of a big spoiler. I feel like it's definitely happened, but I can't, at the moment, I can't think of any big one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you got an example?
Nothing huge, but I do have Nick and I were watching Breaking Bad. Nick Piccinino.
Okay.
He's been on the show.
Oh, I love Nick. He's on the first episode. He's been on multiple.
We were following Breaking Bad weekly together, talk about it like after each episode.
Right.
I think I missed an episode once, but I had it DVR'd or something. And I remember him texting me and saying, "Have you watched the episode yet?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Keep this in mind, : and then this like huge quote from the show." And I was like, "Okay, whatever that means."
Right.
I watched the episode. The quote turns out being just a huge
huge
turning
spoiler.
point. I was just like, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Right, right.
Now that you've said that,
Right.
that was kind of a spoiler.
Yeah, I remember, it's kind of interesting because when you're a kid, you know what I mean? When you're a little kid, spoilers don't mean as much to you. Because I remember, in hindsight, these aren't good movies, but I remember I'm 3rd or 4th grade, I don't remember exactly, super excited to see Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
You know, it comes out. Daniel's dad takes him out of school early, and they go watch it. Cool.
Oh, I remember
He's a cool guy, cool dad.
Right.
And I remember that night, my dad was going to take me to see it on the weekend, and I was excited, but it was like Wednesday. So I called Daniel, and he like told me the entire thing.
Right, I remember you talking about this.
But I mean, I totally like asked him to tell me the whole thing. But it's like I'm a little kid. I'm like, I want to know the deeds.
Yeah.
General Grievous steps on someone. That's cool. I like it. But yeah, it's like that a spoiler that he steps on someone. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what constitutes a spoiler.
In a different
Certain things, obviously, major character dying,
yeah,
spoiler.
yeah.
But
in a different sense of the word, has anything like been spoiled for you after you've watched it? You know, like if something you really like gets too much hype or something. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, you're talking about how you try to shut things out before you read or see something.
right.
I try to shut things out like after I've seen it, just to preserve like the sanctity of.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I feel like hype can ruin something for me. I feel like Clerks, you know, Kevin Smith's Clerks.
Yeah.
I saw it. I didn't like it that much. I'm a Kevin Smith fan, and I
Right.
didn't like it that much. And I can watch it and like respect what it did for filmmaking. But like I've heard people say it, like consider it to be the best comedy ever. And like I feel like the hype really didn't.
Yeah.
Like because of the expectation I had, you know what I mean? But it goes the other way. When I have no expectation for something at all, and I go see it, and then I love it, it's that much better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I saw Chappie recently, and I went into the theater,
Not knowing like
no
anything
preconceived
about it.
notion at all. I didn't
Right.
really even know what it was about. I knew it was robots.
Yeah.
But like, I know everyone was talking about it, saying it was good, but I didn't expect anything out of it. I went with my mom and sister to see Cinderella.
Yeah.
Basically is what happened. Opening weekend for Cinderella.
Right.
And Cinderella sold out. So they went to see like McFarland, USA.
I'm not gonna watch that.
I'm not gonna watch that. I walk up to the counter and they say, "What do you want?" I said, "Chappie." And I saw Chappie. Blew my mind.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Same with the Lego movie.
Right.
I went into the Lego movie. Big Lego fan. Grew up with Legos. But, you know, no expectations.
I had
just
low
thought it was going to be a dumb kid flick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Loved it. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew me away.
Great movie. Yeah.
You know? Same thing happened to me with Now You See Me.
Oh
Ever seen Now
yeah.
You See Me?
Same here.
We saw, were you with that? It was like for Shaddy's birthday. Shaddy's been on the show.
My brother and I went, I think.
For Shaddy, but were you with like the big group?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, for Shaddy's birthday, we all went to see it. It was like his birthday, and then we were going to, and then he was like going to California, so for like the whole summer.
Yeah.
So it was like a big thing. It was kind of a going away party too. He came back, but for the whole summer, like three months, you know. We went to see Now You See Me, and I was like, okay, you know, dumb popcorn flick. I'll go see it because my friends are going. Blew me away.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Blew me away. But I feel like it's not even that great of a movie.
No, like regardless, like
I still like it, but I feel like it's an okay.
Script-wise, it's boring.
Yeah.
But it's plot-wise, really great, really dense movie. So, you know, so I like that one.
Yeah, I mean,
Good enough that my brother bought it.
Oh, did he buy it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably good enough that I would consider
Seen it
downloading
twice. Yeah.
I haven't seen it more than once. See, that's the thing. Sometimes that's where it breaks down for me.
Well, that's what I was
I love
asking.
a movie and I watch it again and I'm like,
That's what I was originally asking. Have you ever has anything been spoiled for you after the fact? Like something you really liked?
Okay.
Like for me, there are songs that I will only listen to if the moment is right. You know what I mean? Because like there's such good songs, and I want that I don't want anybody to like there's a song that I really like, and Ben Elliott was singing it one day, and I was like, please shut up, I can't hear this in a different context than actually hearing the song. You know what I mean? So,
right. gonna go, and I'm gonna go ahead and say The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a Hunger Games movie. I haven't read a Hunger Games book. I've lightened up on my stance a little bit, but when the Hunger Games movies were brand new, everyone was like, "Oh, the books are so good." And people I really don't like.
Right.
They're like, "Oh, the books are so good. You gotta read the books and then see them." And I was like, "You are so obnoxious that I won't see the movie now." And I haven't seen any of the movies, and everyone tells me they're good. And like, I may see them down the road.
Yeah.
But like, that's a series that because of the hype, I never stepped foot. I wouldn't touch that with a 100-foot pole.
They're not that great. You're not missing it.
Am I not? That's what I kind of figured. I kind of figured they're not bad, but they're just kind of, your standard kids.
Yeah. Here's my advice.
Tween novel.
Watch or read Battle Royale.
Okay.
That'll do it for you.
All right.
If you want that sort of dystopian kids fighting each other,
yeah,
Battle Royale is where you go.
Well, I feel like it's a cool concept. Yeah, it's a cool concept, but it's super watered down because it's for kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you can't show severed heads. You can't show disembowelments. That was my problem with World War Z. World War Z was way too hyped for me. Yeah. It was way too hyped for me.
I liked it.
Well, I liked it, but like everyone was like, "Oh, World War Z, right?"
Yeah.
I went to see it, and it was a cool zombie movie that should have been rated R because there should have been more gore. But because there wasn't gore, it felt cheesy to me. You know what I mean? It felt like, oh, these gray people are hitting other people that aren't gray.
Well,
I need some gore.
The first Hunger Games movie, I saw it and it was surprisingly violent.
Okay.
Compared to what I expected.
Okay.
But the subtitled movie, Battle Royale, I think it's on Netflix.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check this out.
Japanese. It's based on a manga series of the same name, I believe. I think they're the same.
Okay.
Really gruesome. Very, very bloody.
I like gruesome.
Very Japanese.
I like very Japanese.
Silly script, but that's part of the experience.
Yeah.
You can call it a B movie.
Well, I love the so it's like dubbed over, or is it like
No, it was subtitled.
Subtitle, okay. Yeah, I love the things that get lost in translation.
Yeah.
Those are hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
exactly. I think there was a lot of that in that movie.
Now, have you ever looked back at something that you loved as a kid and been like, that's not really as cool as I thought it was? Or have you ever, not necessarily it's not as cool as you thought it was, but you learned something about it and it's not as cool?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go and say, I was looking at the names of the original Pokemon. The original 151.
Yeah.
I still love Pokemon. I'm not saying Pokemon's bad. But I was like, Ekans. I always thought Ekans was a cool Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at it and I was like, Ekans is snake backwards.
It's snake backwards, yeah.
And that just kind of was like, that's a really lame name.
Okay.
And I always thought it was a cool name, but like now that I'm like, it's snake backwards, it's so lame, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything. I've certainly had things that I liked as a kid, and then they hold up as I'm older, or they're even better, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I watched Lilo and Stitch the other day, and I was like,
Lilo and Stitch,
I was like, this movie's great.
It's great when things hold up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I feel like Pokemon holds up.
Pokemon
you know what I mean?
does hold up.
Especially the games. The games are still, like, super, like, the gameplay has depth.
Right.
You know, just good RPGs, solid RPGs.
Right.
I can get
very
into
basic,
them.
just
solid JRPGs.
Yet deep at the same time.
Yeah, like the gameplay has depth, which is nice. But they're not like the deepest.
Right. It's like a basic format. But
yeah, I like it. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I always put on cruise control, and then people like pass me. Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm going the speed limit.
I know. Yeah, it's like it's
70
weird.
miles per hour.
Kind of...
And you guys are tailgating me like I'm going 55, but I'm not.
It kind of feels like you're going slower when you're on cruise.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You're not pedal to the metal.
But I mean, when I'm sitting here for 95 miles, I'm going with some cruise control. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I use cruise control in like 25 zones in neighborhoods.
Do you?
Not really. Sometimes.
Well, the problem with that is there's just too many like turns and stuff to like really just ever sit there. You know?
Yeah. It's a good feature though. I do like cruise control.
I'm a big fan. Yeah. I can't drive 55.
A lot of cops on the road.
Yeah, that's why you gotta go the speed limits.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No tailing.
Yeah.
This guy's coming up close behind us right now.
This is a little lesson. This is from driving school. Paige Campbell Show driving
Helpful
school.
road tips.
Definitely wear your seatbelt. Definitely always go the speed limit. You can go a little, like 5 miles over. 5 miles per hour over.
Right.
But you gotta go the speed limit. It's essential.
5 miles is allowed.
I'll allow it. Then again, I'm not a police officer.
Right.
You ever had a bad run-in with a police officer?
I actually have, not driving.
Okay. You care to share it?
Somebody asked me that one time.
You don't have to.
Like, have you ever been pulled over? And I was like,
I actually
yes,
haven't
but
been pulled over either.
I wasn't driving.
Oh, okay.
I've never been pulled over driving. I'm sure you've been stopped by the cops before, haven't you? Don't you?
Not driving.
Not driving, but like for trespassing or anything like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you have a story? Yeah, I'll
yeah.
tell my story. But do you have a story?
Yeah. Let's see. One I can remember. It's a pretty lame story, actually. Pretty lame account. I was at the park with some friends.
Yeah.
After sundown, and apparently they recently changed it so that the park was closed after sundown. And a cop showed up and told us to
Yeah, they don't want you. They don't want you there. Now,
like,
I don't know if they want me sharing their information, their names.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll tell you the story. I was with 2 other guys from our school. They've both been on the show, so that's up to your deliberation. We
haven't had a lot of guests.
That's true, but it's probably not the ones you spent. But we went to a parking garage. Has it dropped to 65? I think it has, because I'm still going 70. So we went to the parking garage after school. Not in our cars. We just went to the parking garage.
Right.
We brought a soccer ball up there. And we brought like kind of some little spiky fruit type things. We were throwing some little spiky fruits off the top of the parking garage. And we're kicking the soccer ball around. I may or may not have peed in the corner of the parking garage. We're on the very top of it. And I may or may not have drawn some phallic symbols with chalk, granted.
Okay.
So very washable.
Yes.
Very washable.
Just takes one rain.
But I feel like I still could have gotten some charges for it. So I may or may not have drawn some very large phallic symbols. I peed. We were kicking the soccer ball around and throwing some fruits off. Now the cop comes. Apparently someone called because they saw us up there messing around. The cop comes and he takes our information, but he does not walk around the corner. He does not see a puddle of pee, and he does not see a phallic symbol. And
at least not when he's
right. And granted, it's in chalk, but so he asks us what we're doing. We're just like, hanging out. And so he takes our information, and we're on our way. So that's the story. Not a great story.
Yeah.
But it definitely could have been bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just didn't walk far enough. And I haven't been back to that parking garage.
Well, the parking garage is a great place. It makes a lot of great stories.
Yeah.
I've got a good story from there.
Okay. I'm all ears.
Well, they get mad at you for being up there.
Right.
The law.
It's such a rad place to be.
It really is.
I won't go back because I've gotten a warning.
Yeah, I mean I
feel like I could be taken in, especially now I'm 18. I was like,
oh, that's true.
I was like 16 when I did it. Dumb little kid. I'm still a dumb kid.
Right.
But legally I'm a man. Legally I'm a man. So.
But yeah, it's a great place. There's a great view of the town.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just like it's a cool place to be. But
no doubt about it.
So, similar story. We were up there playing soccer.
Right.
I was with
I've heard
three other friends, all of whom have been on the show.
Okay. All right.
And we were playing soccer, 3 or 4 maybe. If it was 4, they've still all been on the show.
Yeah.
And so we were playing soccer, passing it back and forth. I'm not that great at soccer anymore. I used to have a knack for it.
Right.
When I was
I remember in like 7th grade we were teammates.
Right, we were teammates.
I played in 11th and 12th grade. Never great, but I had a good time with it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Just getting nasty with the soccer ball,
So we were up there playing soccer, and I had the ball, and basically the layout of the garage. There's a wall here, wall over here.
Yeah.
This wall's lower, and it also goes out over the road. This wall does not. It's connected to the hotel. I kick the ball. It goes over the top and I think it hit a car. So we kind of panicked after it went over the wall.
For sure.
And sort of went into the covered area, like basically into the building for a minute, while one of whoever was up there, one of us went down and retrieved the ball. Because it's a soccer ball. It's not something you're just going to leave in the road.
Right.
Ran back up, and then we're like, all right. And so
the person was upset, as I remember hearing the story.
Not yet, because as it follows, I kicked the ball again.
Oh, okay.
Over the
wall.
Wait,
you kicked it both times?
For a second. I think so. Yeah, I think so.
All right. No.
Yeah, if my memory serves me right, I kicked the ball 2 consecutive times over the wall into the road.
Okay.
And the second time, I believe there was a person down there yelling some profanities.
Okay.
As the ball was retrieved.
Sometimes you gotta yell those profanities. You know what I mean?
Very understandable.
Yeah.
There's some teenage kids launching soccer balls at your car.
Launching soccer balls at your car.
Why not?
Why not? You gotta yell those profanities.
So that party ended there. There was no run-in with the law, but we came close.
I thought you said you had a run-in with the law.
No, it's just a fun story.
Well, like a different story, though. Do you have a run-in with the law story?
I told you the one at the park.
Oh, right.
I feel like there's another one.
I'm pretty sure my only one is the parking garage, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's an okay one. It's not great, but it's okay. It's a fun little story.
Right.
You know, it's a conversation starter.
Something I saw about one of our friends who's been on the show. I don't know if you've seen this, but something inappropriate to do when you've been pulled over is to take a Snapchat story of it.
I've seen that, yeah. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Now, what would be cool is I'm not going to intentionally try to get pulled over, but if a cop did pull us over right now, camera's rolling.
Exactly.
That'd be good.
We'd have ourselves a guest on the show.
We'd have a guest on the show. That'd be nice.
Right.
I wonder if he'd ask what we're doing. Probably would, I would assume.
Yeah.
Or she. It could be a she.
Could be a she.
Could be a she
There
cop.
Are female cops.
A female cop.
Could be a he, she.
A he, she. Very.
Who knows?
Very possible.
In this day and age.
This day and age, you never know what you will find. So back to road trips. Kind of to a little callback back to Roundabout. But there's more ground to be tread here.
Right.
We talked about snacks a little bit. If there are more snacks you want to mention, I'm all ears. Games. There are games, obviously.
There are good games.
What are some songs that you're into?
Wheels on the Bus is a great one.
Okay.
Never fails. 99 bottles of pop on the wall.
Right.
Or however.
Whatever beverage of your choice.
Whatever beverage.
Could be beer. Could be Coke. I've heard rum. Yeah. Coke and it could be Coke and rum.
Could be Coke and rum.
Because that's a thing. People drink that. Speaking of like rum and alcohol in general, dude, my brother turns 21 tomorrow.
Is that so?
Isn't that exciting?
My brother turned 21 recently.
Did he? When did he?
January.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had a birthday.
He did.
I would have said happy birthday.
He did have a birthday.
He's been on the show. Check out episode 7. Kind of unfortunately for Quentin, his name's Quentin Clarke. Unfortunately for him, he was kind of eclipsed by Mark Wade on episode 7.
That's true. We all were.
We all were. Mark Wade, great guy. Go to thrillbent.com, give him your money. Buy. He's doing Princess Leia right now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
When you see his comics on the stand, pick him up. He's a great writer. And then listen to episode 7 while you're reading the comics.
It's a win-win.
But Thrillbent is his digital site, and I highly recommend it.
I'll check it out. I haven't seen it.
Well, what's cool about it is it's not just like digital comics. It's a company, right? So it's like all of the comics on there are exclusive to Thrillbent.com. So it's great stories. He's not the only writer for it. He has teams of writers and artists. He's written some stuff on it, but it's like a lot of, or all of it, I think, is exclusive to Thrillbent.com.
That's cool.
So check it out.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like to plug his stuff. If I interviewed a celebrity and I got a great interview, but he was a jerk, I would not push him, right? But Mark Waid, been reading his comics for years. I really respect his work. I actually got to sat down and interview him, and he was a really good guy.
Yeah.
So that was a very nice experience.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Back to road trips.
Road trips.
We got some songs, I guess. I'm thinking like pretty much whatever's topical is always kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like if we took a road trip right now, which we are.
We are.
But you know, you got some Style by Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Maybe
anything by Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is big right now. I don't really know what else is topical. I'm not a very topical guy. I know Shake It Off by Taylor Swift.
Right.
Pretty big. Anything by Taylor Swift is pretty exciting.
Taylor Swift, you know.
Has Katy Perry put out anything?
Not that I know of. She put out herself on the Super Bowl halftime show.
That's true.
Check it out.
That's true.
It's online.
And she used a Wiimote strap.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw that.
No,
actually.
everyone was like, "Oh, Wiimote strap," right? But apparently, it actually was a Wiimote strap.
That's crazy.
So, Katy Perry repping the Wii.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, how embarrassing would it be if she had dropped her microphone? And I'll tell you what would have been super embarrassing about it. Evidently, the Super Bowl requires people to lip sync.
Oh, really?
Apparently, yeah. Evidently, if you do the Super Bowl halftime, you have to lip sync. They don't give you a choice. So it would have been embarrassing if she drops her mic. Would have been even more embarrassing when she drops it and it continues to play the track and she's just standing there with no mic. That would have been apparently when the Red Hot Chili Peppers did it. I forget what year they did it, but apparently when they did it, because of the stupid lip syncing rule, the guitarist. What's the guitarist name of the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
It's not Dave Navarro, is it?
It might be.
I think
he was the beginning guitarist, and he was not the guitarist for the long haul. But yeah, he was. I think.
You got Chad on the drums.
Okay.
You got Flea on the bass.
Okay.
You got shucks, what's his name singing? I don't know. The other guy's name.
Regardless, apparently the year they did it, the guitar player left his guitar unplugged just to kind of be like, I'm not actually playing. So
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Now, I really want Weird Al to do the Super Bowl halftime.
I would love Weird Al.
Really bad.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever will. But I mean, it's one of these things. He had a #1 album.
He did. He was a big star.
America has spoken. We want Weird Al to do the Super Bowl.
Do the halftime show, Al.
We want this halftime show to get weird. Well, no, he's said in interviews that he wouldn't turn it down.
Who would?
But they wouldn't offer it to him. You know what I mean? Like, why would they? I would love it, but they wouldn't. You know?
Probably not.
I could see Taylor Swift doing it.
Yeah, she probably will next year.
She probably will.
I thought they were doing like a classic bands thing for a while because they had like The Who.
The Who was awesome.
I loved it. It was fantastic.
They will not get fooled again. I'll tell you what.
Didn't Tom Petty do it once?
I believe Tom Petty did do it. Last year it was like
it was Bruno Mars.
Was it Beyonce?
No,
I think it was Beyonce.
I think it was Bruno Mars last year.
He did the whole thing?
I think, yeah.
I thought it was Beyonce.
And then the Black Eyed Peas did it. That was bad.
Did the Black Eyed Peas do it the year that there was a blackout? That would have been funny.
No, that might have been Beyonce.
That was the year that Bane came out.
Right, Bane.
Yeah. Dark Knight Rises is a bad movie. But that's a cool scene.
Yeah.
Remember that scene?
Oh, yeah.
The lights go out, very cool scene. And then like the entire, it's like the Dark Knight, or it's like the Gotham like Knights versus the Metropolis something.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the football teams.
Yeah, I think they spent more money on that scene than they did spending time actually writing a movie.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, is there
writing a Batman movie.
Really a good Batman movie? I get, like if you really think about it.
See, the one with Michael Keaton's good. I like that.
Yeah, well, everyone would say Dark Knight is the best. Just Dark Knight, not Dark Knight Rises, obviously. Everyone would say Dark Knight is the best Batman movie. But here's how I feel about Dark Knight. It's not a good Batman movie. It's a good Joker movie. You know what I mean? Like, as far as from Batman's perspective, that story is very weak.
I mean, it has its moments, but it's not the best. It's not the best portrayal of Batman really at all.
Yeah.
Like the Gambler. I mean,
I think the best on-screen portrayal of Batman, the animated series.
Exactly.
I gotta say. You know what I mean? If we're talking non-comic portrayal of Batman, animated
best
series.
Batman, really.
Well, okay, best thing you can watch. If we're saying the best non-comic portrayal of Batman, the Arkham series. That's the best.
Arguably.
I think it's the best non-comic portrayal.
So.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The animated series is great, but like
a lot of the animated movies are great, as long as Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, like Mask of the Phantasm is really good. And Kevin Conroy. I like Batman Beyond too, but that's a different thing entirely. You know?
Kevin Conroy, I think, voices Bruce Wayne still, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's going to in the new game.
No, in the in Batman Beyond.
Oh, in Batman Beyond?
I think he does.
He voices Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
not
right?
the younger kid. I believe you're right.
It's the same people making.
It's the same. I guess it's the same universe.
Bruce Timm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the movie The Joker Returns, or The Return of Joker, it has a flashback, and it's essentially the animated series.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's a great movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I have seen it. It's enjoyable. Kevin Conroy is amazing.
He really is amazing.
Yeah. Great voice actor. Mark Hamill's Joker. I'll tell you what, is on point. But you know, in Arkham Origins, the third game, they don't kind of count it anymore, but I'll tell you what, Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy weren't involved with that game.
Right.
But Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Troy Baker did the Joker, and if I didn't go into it knowing that Mark Hamill wasn't the Joker, I would have just thought it was Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Troy Baker was on.
I haven't played the games, but I heard the voice acting was phenomenal.
Yeah. Troy Baker was on. Speaking of the Batman games, did you hear about Arkham Knight? The new one's called Arkham Knight, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear about it?
I heard about the game.
It got an M rating.
Really?
Did you hear about that?
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. Well, I mean, I heard basically there's like a scene of torture in it. And they said that like they're not going, there's not going to be like F-bombs every 5 seconds, but they think the scene is necessary to the story, and they don't want to compromise the story.
That makes sense.
They didn't want to rework it to get the T rating because they don't want to compromise the story. Now here's my question for you. Do you think that's smart? I don't care either way. I haven't cared about ratings in years. I watch what I want to watch, I play what I want to play. But realistically, a hefty majority of the Batman audience is 12, 13.
Yeah, I honestly don't think...
Do you think this isolates a large portion of the audience?
I honestly don't think it does, because, I mean, as far as the rating system is concerned, a lot of people don't really pay much attention to it anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of kids are playing like M-rated games.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's, while they're at it, just add more blood to the game in general, just make it an M-rated game, not just because of the scenes.
The other
superhero game.
I think there's like two scenes, like there's some scene where like I read like the ESRB rating description, because you can they describe it and you can kind of guess. I heard that there's a scene where a pretty brutal scene where a villain tortures someone, and then apparently there's a scene where Batman holds to get information out of someone, he holds their head up to the Batmobile wheel.
Oh, really?
Like next to it, and has the wheel turning.
Dang.
I'm going to So that's that's the type of content, I guess.
Yeah, I mean
it's one of these things. The other games were really violent. You know what I mean?
They are.
So yeah,
I feel like there's the guidelines are just specific enough that a certain level of the same thing with music. You can get an explicit parental advisory label on your album just for having descriptions of sexual things or violent things.
Oh yeah.
And not being literally explicit about it.
Right.
So
you don't actually have F words.
I feel like with the Batman game, maybe I guess it just passed a certain limit and warranted a M rating.
Well, yeah.
So it's not necessarily that much worse than the others.
Yeah.
It's just one scene.
Well, I respect the artistic integrity, not to compromise. This is integral to the story, and they're not going to compromise the story just because they think they could sell more games.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I appreciate that for sure. But they've said that this isn't going to be like Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like level of just prostitutes and.
I mean, I've always wanted a Grand Theft Auto level superhero game. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, they could do it with like.
Did you hear about Powers? I think it's called Powers.
Yeah.
That looks.
Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah, that looks.
I've read a few issues.
Is it based on a
there's
comic?
like a show now. Yeah, yeah.
They're making a game.
Oh, a game? Really?
There's a game called Powers, I think.
Is there? Well, there's a show.
I'm not familiar.
And it's a Sony-made show. Sony is funding it. And I think a couple episodes are out. I haven't watched it. But it's a comic by Brian Michael Bendis.
Oh, then maybe it is the show.
Yeah.
Because it says Sony, but...
Sony's funding the show. Yeah, I mean...
Maybe there's a game. I don't know.
I mean, it's basically kind of your kick-ass, like, what if superheroes were in real life? It's basically that concept, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's kind of the level of realism of Kick-Ass. Because what's cool about Kick-Ass is like, it's like there's realism to it. Because it's like
people die.
He trains. Well, people die, but he also like trains and like gets hard. Like it gets like really tough.
Yeah.
And like he goes out and just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not good, and it's like that realistically would happen.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean?
Those movies are great.
Oh, I love them. Did you ever see Super with Green Nelson?
Part of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
It's good. It's sad.
Yeah. Rainn Wilson's great.
Yeah, I love Rainn Wilson. I feel bad for Rainn Wilson just because he's so pigeonholed.
Yeah.
As an actor, like I love The Office for what it is, but Rainn Wilson's a great actor, and it's sad that he will never not be Dwight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's a good actor. He's a good actor, man. I enjoy. Did you ever see The Rocker?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, The Rocker, and then you got Super. Like, the things I've seen him in that aren't The Office, he's good.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a good actor. I feel bad for him, but at the same time, he could have at any time walked away. So it's you know. Well, why would you? You're making a ton of money.
That's
why would
true,
you walk away? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he could have done 4 seasons instead of like 12. You know?
Right.
I don't know.
The Office did run for a while.
Yeah.
10-year anniversay.
I know, that made me feel so old.
Yeah.
It was like this Tuesday. It was the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I was 8 years old when that show came out.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so old.
It's pretty crazy,
you know,
to think about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I kind of think it's so cliche when people are like, oh, this makes me feel old. But like, it really did. Like, I was like, every day I get closer to death.
Pretty much.
That's how time works.
It's true. That is how time works.
Every second
your days are numbered.
It's true. We could end it right now.
We could. It's pretty. I mean, we're trying something new with this episode.
Yeah, I hope it turns out well. I think we're having a good conversation.
I think so. I think it's pretty good.
Flowing well.
Good flow.
Yeah, good flow.
Like progressive.
Yeah, Flo, the progressive girl. So let's get into it. You got a topic for us, Noah?
A topic.
Since we've just been kind of talking, kind of shooting the bull.
Yeah, I kind of do have a topic.
Let's hear it. I'm into it.
I guess like we're going to see a comedy show.
Yeah, very excited. Hannibal Buress.
Talked a lot about video games.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about how you define art.
Okay.
Which is a pretty broad topic.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to pin down. But yeah, that's a great topic.
Comedy is art.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I strongly believe video games are art.
Oh, absolutely. If you don't like,
I mean, there's a debate about it.
If you don't think video games are art, like, you're just a moron.
Yeah,
like, there's no question. You know what I mean? Like, video games are some of like the most beautiful like artistic expressions out there. Like, there's no question.
But like, in our time, especially, there's a lot of just like people like giving birth and taking a video of it and then saying, "Hey, this is art."
Yeah, like a lot of.
It's like, is it really? I mean, I think it's too easy to say something is art.
I think my definition for art would be any piece of work that evokes emotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like even like a carpenter that builds a house can be art. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like absolutely, really well built house. And the thing is,
podcasting is an art.
I think conversation is an art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're recording our conversation, and no matter how you feel about it, it's art. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of bad art. You know what I mean? Just because something's not good doesn't mean it's not art.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of bad art for sure. There's a lot of great art. But yeah, I think the running definition in my head is any piece of work that evokes emotion.
Yeah.
It can evoke anger. It can evoke, sadness. It can evoke laughter. Comedy is absolutely one of the most brilliant, beautiful art forms. But yeah, what do you got for me? You got a definition you're working on?
I mean, I agree with that. Like, because, I mean, you look at any art, and it certainly does have that aspect about it, emotion.
I feel like the other thing...
But that...
Go ahead.
That's still sort of like... I don't know, it just seems too general, because, like, people like giving birth and taking a video of it, like I said.
That is a piece of work, technically.
It's kind of ridiculous to me.
No.
I mean, there's this like transgressive art, which I think is great. Like doing things to transgress the society's like morals or whatever.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking down people's thoughts and like standard views about what art is or what the norm is, what the standard
I think that's artistic.
Yeah.
One person in particular who was very
instrumental.
I guess you could say instrumental, very good at transgressive art, or was just a transgressive person. G.G. Allen, do you know who that is?
I've heard the name. I don't know who it is.
Nick and I might have told you about him the other day.
Oh, okay, the rock star?
Yeah, he was a punk rocker who was very violent and was known to eat his own poop on stage.
Okay. You gotta do it.
And he would engage in fights and sex acts with audience members, basically.
Okay.
And if you look him up, people will say, hey, it's art. It was art for him. He was an artist. But if you really, like, look into this guy's life, I don't think it was art. I think he was an insane person.
Right.
Like, it's just hard to draw the line, between what's art and what's a guy just using music as a medium to beat the crap out of people and be an insane person.
Well, that's fair. I think the fine line you have to straddle, my definition was any piece of work that evokes emotion. As I said, there's a lot of examples of bad art. There's a lot of great examples of good art. I think just because something is art, because I think any piece of work that evokes emotion is art, right? I think just because something is art doesn't mean it has artistic value, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Like there's a lot of bad art. Like I would say The Big Bang Theory is art in the sense that people worked on it and created it, and it is a thing that exists. But does it have artistic value?
Not really.
No. That's up for debate, but I really don't see anything beyond, the shell for...
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think... Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that in a sense, just... If that makes sense to you. It just because it's art doesn't mean it has artistic value.
I mean, like objectively speaking, like...
Well, I said conversations in art for, like, our podcast and stuff and other people's podcasts. But there are a lot of bad podcasts. You know what I mean? Like, just because conversation isn't art doesn't mean that all conversations are great art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you're making something in the vein of art or under like a specific genre, you have a lot of just liberty with your free will to do whatever the heck you want. And I guess since you're technically under that vein of art, then you can call it art. I just don't agree. I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Just like performance art, like
Andy Kaufman stuff.
That's art.
I love Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, that's art. I guess it's just too subjective to really make an argument.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's way too subjective because, like I said, I don't think The Big Bang Theory has artistic value. A lot of people would argue against me. A lot of people love that show.
Right.
A lot of people would say there's a lot of layers to it. I don't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
either way.
Here I am arguing for Tim and Eric. Right. I think it's, art. A lot of people will just be like, that's crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, It's very subjective.
But I still wanted to talk about it.
Oh, I love it's a great topic.
That's my topic.
I thoroughly enjoy that topic. Now, going back to Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Very, very influential comedian. Kind of inspired kind of the Adult Swim type, obscure, absurd humor.
Anti-humor.
Anti-humor. The absurdist movement in general. You know what I mean? Like Aqua Teen Hunger Force,
right.
Tim and Eric, things along this line. You know what I mean? Do you think, though, Andy Kaufman could happen again? Do you think there could be a guy that does live performances like that again? You know?
Yeah. See, I mean, it's really hard to be original anymore, and like saying, can there be another Andy Kaufman? It's hard to say. Like, yeah, there can be like really great, anti-comedians like Tim and Eric and like anybody like that,
Yeah, for sure. Zach Galifianakis is really good.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, he does a lot of just
putting stuff
playing
out.
off the awkwardness of the silence,
testing the crowd.
Talking to people.
I guess you would have to branch off in a completely different direction to have the same quality of what like establishment is like or legacy as Andy Kaufman had. You know what I mean?
Do you think he's still alive?
I don't know.
The thing is, like, so. I don't think he's still alive. I think people that like actually buy into that are crazy. Because like he like died young with like a rare disease that like no one has.
Yeah.
And it's one of these things. I do not think he's still alive. But if he came out after like 34, I don't know how long it's been, after like 30 years, and was like, I'm still alive, I do think that would be like his greatest break. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like the conspiracy with like, is a person still alive, always happens with people who died young.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix.
But with him, it would make sense.
JFK.
With him, it would just be like the greatest prank he could possibly pull. So much of his stuff is just like pranks.
It's the most likely with Andy Kaufman.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, people that think that like Elvis is living on an island somewhere, like, you're just dumb. Andy Kaufman, I don't think so. But I could see it. I think
it'd be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. And if he did do it, I gotta say, I really want to fake my funeral. Not my funeral. I really want to fake my death.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I really, like, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't say for sure that you don't get to see the fallout. No one knows what happens in the afterlife.
Yeah.
I want to reiterate, no one knows. A lot of people guess. No one knows. Yeah, but no one knows. So you might get to see the fallout, but I'm guessing you don't get to see the fallout. I really want to fake my death and just see what people act like after I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to see that.
Yeah, I've wanted to do that.
The Paige Campbell Show gets up to 2 million hits. Yeah. It's like, we didn't appreciate him while he was here. You know?
Yeah, I mean, every time an artist dies and wasn't appreciated during his lifetime.
Yeah, Van Gogh. Like, like people were like wiping their butt with Van Gogh paintings. You know what I mean? And just like throwing them in the trash, and it's like, this is garbage. He dies, and everyone's like, all of a sudden they're $1 million paintings. Right. It's like, oh man. So that's good.
Yeah.
Like some Van Gogh.
Van Gogh's a great artist. He really is.
Yeah, he cut his ear off.
He did cut his ear off. He gave it as a present.
You know what's weird? Apparently he was like, I forget like which sect of like Christianity he was, but he was in like, he like bought into this really, really legalistic sect of Christianity. And it's kind of sad just because like the legalism prevented him from being the complete genius that he could be.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard about this?
No, I haven't actually.
Like, I think it was like a Lutheran. He was like a Lutheran or something. And like he wouldn't paint things that he couldn't see in front of him. He wouldn't just paint something abstract.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I think it was Gauguin. Later, he was friends with Gauguin. And I think later in his life, Gauguin told him like, okay, you don't, I know you're like for some reason he thought it was sinful to paint things from his imagination for some reason. And apparently Gauguin said, paint things from your memory. And that's when we got things like Starry Night and the Night Cafe and things like that.
Yeah, I think I actually have heard this.
So his greater works are from when he started painting from his memory, and that's when they became more abstract. But so that was enough close enough to I can see it for him. But it's sad just because like I can't even imagine like the genius that we would have gotten if he didn't have that conviction. You know what I mean?
So much earlier on.
Yeah.
in his career. Yeah.
Well, because he never painted from his imagination.
Yeah.
He painted from his, later on when we got Starry Night and like the Night Cafe and good things like that.
It's just his memory.
It was from his memory. Like,
Yeah.
this is how I remember a Starry Night, right? But like, dude, I can't even imagine. You know?
I know, yeah.
Like, we get
Like as
abstract
good as he
things
was
from,
with that brush.
from like Picasso. you
Yeah.
know? He was a tortured soul.
Yeah.
You know, cut his ear off. Why exactly did he do that again? Do you know?
I think it was.
Was it for a woman?
Yeah, I think he cut it off for a woman. I don't know exactly why, but I'm pretty sure she didn't want it.
She didn't want it?
I don't think she wanted it.
That's an unfortunate, like...
She might have. I don't remember, but I don't think she did.
Well, that's an unfortunate... Well, I'm pretty sure he killed himself, didn't he? I think he committed suicide.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think he shot himself.
Probably.
Because he was a very, very tortured soul.
Yeah.
But there's a Goochland cabin.
Nice.
There.
Like that.
But yeah, that's just an unfortunate. Like, you cut your ear off for this girl you're like madly in love.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, oh well. Sorry. Sorry.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's an unfortunate.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Do you know of any other like artists that were like really just creatively stifled and couldn't really like never lived up to their full potential? Like Van Gogh is definitely like he really didn't live up to his potential just because of like social inequalities and convictions and things like that.
I don't know.
It was definitely religious convictions, but it was also like people like being absolutely horrible to him.
Yeah,
and like making comments and him not having the desire to paint.
I don't know any like examples like that, but I know like culturally speaking, I feel like a lot of like during the Middle Ages, like the Pope, I'm pretty sure suppressed a lot of creativity, right? And,
oh yeah, for sure. Like there was like I forget when, but there was like definitely a period where they thought that viewing an image of Christ was the same as worshiping an idol. So like an artist that would paint Christ, they would like put to death. It's just like, well, he's painting his Lord and Savior. Come on.
And like there were a lot of times when like just like a generation of art was destroyed.
Yeah,
I think
that's
like
true
during
too.
the French Revolution or something.
Yeah.
And I know like in certain cultural instances, artists worked for like the king or whoever was in power.
Yeah.
And that could have been stifling. Like they were patrons to the king and would not didn't have a lot of room to branch out and be that creative.
That's like who was it that did Mona Lisa?
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci. I heard that like Da Vinci for like all the great like inventions he did and like all the great like other paintings he did. I think Mona Lisa was a painting that he was commissioned to do.
Yeah.
It was just like a profile, and it's like he didn't give a crap about it at all.
Yeah.
And like that's his most famous work. It's just like that sucks,
Yeah.
But yeah, like definitely like you draw this is how you view the king, this is your artistic expression, and the king's like, I don't look good enough, repaint it.
Right.
And I was like, well, but like
and often amazing. They would just like butter up to the kings just so like they didn't get themselves in trouble.
Yeah.
So all he has to do is raise his scepter and you're dead. You're in the dungeon.
You're in the dungeon.
That's how it worked.
You can paint on the dungeon walls.
Yeah.
With
they like
blood, I guess.
You smuggle a paintbrush up your butt.
Oh yeah, it's just paintbrush. You use hair from your head.
That's true.
And then a bone from like
bone marrow.
Yeah, like bone marrow from someone else. Because there's presumably there's skeletons.
Yeah. That's how I see dungeons.
Yeah, there's dungeons. Probably skeletons still in chains is how I view. They've got the stocks on the walls, and the skeletons are still hanging from chains.
There's a guy that's just skin and bones with a beard.
Yeah,
next to him.
There's got a.
And his buddy's dead, and he smokes.
Yeah, and there's decaying corpses. So I think your friend dies fresh to you. You're granted you're risking like the plague.
Right.
But you need art. If you work really well in the shade of red, you use the blood.
Yeah.
You get a little bone.
Yeah.
You get some of your hair, or the hair off of the beard of the skeleton man.
And get to work.
You get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might get yourself out of the dungeon.
Yeah.
I've actually seen a painting that somebody did all in blood.
Okay.
And the way he did it is genius. There's shaded, there's shading and levels of brightness and darkness with just blood.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like a really good painting.
But then, like, once it dries, doesn't it turn like crusty brown?
I don't know, because he might have like mixed water with it, or
Right.
used different bloods or something. I don't know, different blood types.
Dude, my mom and dad went to France for like one of their anniversaries, and like they went to the Louvre, right, where like all the paintings are. And my mom said that like apparently if you like, so they would have like Mona Lisa or whatever, and apparently if you like looked sideways at it, there was like it was like this thick of paint. Like they did that many layers.
Dang.
You know what I mean? Because like it wasn't perfect until it was perfect.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which is crazy. Yeah. So you know what I didn't know in the vein of art here? I didn't know that art in the traditional pastels.
Yeah, right.
Not in the sense of pieces of work. Dude, David is huge.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was like to scale, like a human, but it's giant.
Yeah, I've never been to Europe, and I've never seen like anything like that in person. But
Right.
yeah.
Well, I saw the Lincoln Memorial.
The Lincoln Memorial is very big.
It's very nice. You know what I want to see in the vein of statues? I want to see the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I do want to see that.
I've never seen Mount Rushmore.
See, that's bigger than David, which is impressive.
Which is cool. Yeah, like I don't know.
Very impressive.
Was it one guy that did Mount Rushmore or like a lot?
I don't know. I feel like
I have no idea how they pulled that off. You know what I mean? Like how did they pull Mount
I feel like it was a bunch of guys, and I don't even know if it was like an artist. Like I don't know.
It's a mystery to me. How
Yeah,
they pulled Mount Rushmore
amazing.
off.
I mean, the same with like the Hoover Dam and stuff. Like, have you seen the Hoover Dam?
Yeah. I've actually seen it in person. It's really
I have
cool.
too. It's fantastic.
It's awesome.
I mean,
yeah.
it's not like art per se, but like that is just it's
Were you in my history class? I don't think you were, but you still may have watched it. We watched a movie about the Hoover Dam being made. It was like last year.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It was awesome. It was crazy though. Like so many like hundreds of people died. making that thing.
A lot of them died.
And yeah, the movie was really cool to see. It was sad. Yeah, they had like
I've seen photographs.
They had like photographs, and they may have had a little like grainy footage, but yeah, like I did not. Yeah, insane. It's insane.
It is really. It's crazy.
I like. The Grand Canyon, not man-made,
Right.
but
Very impressive.
Very, very impressive piece of work, I guess. I'm trying to think of I guess the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower is pretty cool. I've never
Statue
seen
of
it
Liberty
in person.
in that vein.
Statue of Liberty, another
Very nice.
French.
I've never seen either of those in person.
I've seen the Statue of Liberty.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I did see the Statue of Liberty from a plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we flew over New York. I forget where we were going, but we flew over New York, and it was definitely the Statue of Liberty, and it was very exciting.
See, that they shipped in pieces, though. Like,
Did they?
Like, I don't know if they built it and dismantled it, but I know they put it together after it was shipped from France in pieces.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And it was bronze.
Yeah.
Now it's green.
It's like a penny.
Now it's green. Yeah, it's like
And now it looks like a clean penny.
close to Richmond.
Have you seen Cloverfield?
No.
It's a good movie.
That's the one where like everything is destroyed, isn't it?
Yeah, like a monster attacks New York.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm aware of it.
It's like found footage,
Mhm.
like Blair Witch Project. There's a great scene where when we first catch wind of the monster, he throws the Statue of Liberty's head into the street. It's just really cool. I just thought of that.
That sounds neat.
I mean,
I'm gonna stop at the rest area if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I gotta take a piss.
Do you?
I do. That's
Let me over, man.
one of the things about road trips.
Yeah.
You drink a lot of water.
You gotta take peas.
So bottles of water. It's inevitable.
Yeah, we're kind of close. We're like 20 miles away. But I figured I'd stop. Rest area, big part of the road trip.
It is. It certainly is a major aspect.
Major aspect of the road trip. Yeah, she's gonna freak out because I'm not going the
She needs to calm down.
normal. She does. I
She
agree.
doesn't.
21 miles.
I know.
Sentient being. She doesn't have full.
She is
recognition.
sentient. I wish you could change her voice. Apparently other things let you change her voice.
Yeah.
But not the
Tom,
iPhone.
The TomTom or whatever.
TomTom.
GPS system.
Well, I'd love to get
You
Darth
can get
Vader.
George Washington. Or not George
I heard
Bush.
you can get
George Bush.
You probably get George Washington.
We don't know what his voice
Do they know what he sounded like?
I'm sure they could like get DNA and recreate
Recreate
his
him?
voice somehow.
Just for the purpose of GPSs.
Yeah.
Nothing else. We don't need.
That's all you need.
After they get him to record every possible thing, they shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
It's just over. Alright, I gotta pee. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Paige Campbell Show, episode 24. If you've gotten this far, we're going to see Hannibal Buress. We just stopped at a rest station, and we're doing a road trip episode, special road trip episode. Noah, we just stopped at a rest station. Let's do a rest station.
All right.
Let's do it. What are some of the things about rest stations you like? Or rest stations or gas stations in general? What do you like? What don't you like?
Well, see, the rest station generally has a pretty clean bathroom.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's a nice place to refresh. There's often a walking area to stretch your legs.
Yeah, I do like that.
I stopped at one. Where was I? We stopped at one, I think last summer in like Mississippi or something.
Okay.
I don't even remember what state it was in, but it just had like a hiking path or something.
Oh.
It's like really small. It's like really pretty trees. Just like, all right.
That's
cool.
very nice. Yeah, I like that. Rest station bathrooms in general, they can be good. I like graffiti. I think graffiti is nice.
Graffiti is nice.
One thing that I've noticed in rest station bathrooms in more modern days is the waterless urinal, and I'm not a fan of the waterless urinal.
Right.
I like to flush.
Right.
I understand that you're saving water, but I'm a fan of the flush. You know?
Those things don't even seem that sanitary.
Well, they smell really bad.
They do.
And I don't understand how it's better. Yeah, you gotta be. I'll tell you what. Little tip about the cake here. I was in the movie theater the other day, and I'm standing in the urinal. You know, sometimes you have bad smelling pee.
Right.
If you pee on the cake the entire time,
right,
it's gonna smell nice.
I do usually aim for the cake.
Have you ever done that?
I have.
But if you do it the entire duration, it smells pretty good. It smells, nice. It smells like minty.
Yeah.
A little minty fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the cake. I like the urinal cake.
Now, this rest stop had state-of-the-art hand-drying technology.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to bring up. Not a fan of the hand drying.
I prefer the tree.
For a towel.
For the paper towel.
Personally, not a fan of.
I prefer a warm towel, linen.
Okay.
A linen towel folded into the shape of a dove or something.
Okay, all right.
So that I can unwrap it, and dry my hands off, and dispose of it into wash bin.
Here's a fun little thing about towels.
That's what I prefer.
We went on a cruise to Alaska. I was young.
Right.
It was like a whole family thing. Like our entire, like my dad's side family, we all went. It was fun. It was a pretty good time. But they would leave towels on their bed.
Yeah.
In the shape of animals.
That's great.
It was very nice, and I appreciated that. And it's the little touches like that really get me. I really am a big fan.
The little things in life.
The little things in life. They would leave little mints, and it was like a little. They would leave like an elephant made of towels.
That's all you need, really.
It's all I need. I don't need anything else from my life.
There could be semen covering the floors, and if you just
as long as I have an elephant towel, we're all good.
Why worry?
Why worry?
But back to the hand dryers. There is one acceptable hand dryer that I do like.
Okay.
See, in the beta stages when they were just starting to try it out, I remember when they were. I guess it's fair to say it's not that old of technology.
No, I don't like it.
It's not that old of common technology.
They're trying to fix something that's not broken.
Right.
You know what I mean? A towel's great.
Right.
It gets your hands dry.
I mean, if you're trying to be economic, just stop. We all use paper.
I did wash my hands in there because I felt my hands were a little dirty. But usually I see a hand dryer and I just leave. I don't wash my hands.
But
you're ruining something that's a good practice.
The hand dryer in its beta stage was very bad. It was not even enough air to really dry your hands off.
Right.
Nowadays, hardcore. They're
Yeah.
very high propelled,
You ever get the hand dryer that like hurts? Like it's so hard it hurts. It's like I don't appreciate this.
But there's these I think they're Dyson made maybe. They have like a sort of a curvature to them so that you can stick your hands into it.
I do like those. They're
those
just like
nice.
a big like
Those are
Starlight
nice.
Pit
It only takes
type thing
it only takes like
air.
1 or 2. I like those. I do like those.
Sometimes instead of using the hand dryer, I just flick it right at the beaver.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this
I
is
like
what you
doing
get.
that.
This is what you get.
I like putting, if it's foam soap,
Or my pants.
I like
use my pants.
covering my hands in foam soap and then clapping,
Oh, okay. All right.
walking out.
Or just flick it at someone else's like pants, like khakis.
It's hilarious.
I just flick it at their khakis.
It's hilarious.
Flick it right at those khakis.
Might as well just go to the beach while we're out.
We could do a beach episode. That'd be cool.
Should.
You know what? I should bring my stuff to the senior trip.
You should.
And we should do a beach episode.
That'd be amazing.
Like at the senior trip.
It'd be amazing. We're gonna be there for a week.
A week.
We're not gonna not podcast.
A lot of people I don't like that much.
We're gonna have them all on the
Some
show.
people are okay. But a lot of them I'm just, I can do without.
Exactly. I hope they listen to this episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not naming names. I'm not gonna.
But they know who they are.
I'm trying to be the bigger man. I'm not gonna name names.
Right.
But if you're listening and you know who you are, thank you.
He's not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan of you.
You should be a fan of me. I'm a very talented man.
He's a comedian. He does comedy.
I do comedy. I do comedy podcasts with my esteemed co-host Noah Clarke.
That's me. You should be a fan of me as well.
You should be a fan of
I
Noah.
watched the Paige Campbell Show.
If you've watched the Paige Campbell Show, that's I did my friend Ken Edwards' podcast.
Really?
He's a comedian. Very funny.
I listened to part of that episode.
Did you?
I didn't get to your part. Though.
Yeah.
It's 4 hours long.
It's long, but it's worth listening to. But I did his podcast. I want to say, great guy, great podcast. Check it out. It's called So Let's Get to the Point. Check it out. Very good podcast.
It's a plug for you.
It is a plug. I love Ken, but I talked about you on
Did you really?
it a little bit. We were talking about like friends that we have that like are funny but don't do stand up, and I said that you were a comedic genius
I appreciate that.
and you should do stand up.
Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't have a venue to do stand up right now.
Well,
It's the hot spot closed.
the last spot closed, but I did 7 Arrows Brewery the other night, which is in Queensboro.
That's true. That is.
And apparently the Pompeii Lounge is going to start doing stand up.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
And
right downtown. That's right in the heart of
I
town.
plan to do it there. I'll do it anywhere. I'll do it right now.
Yeah,
I won't.
Might as well.
I won't. But anywhere there's a stage, count me in.
All right.
Just because any experience is good experience. You know?
See, I'm more comfortable behind a guitar.
That's fair.
I
You
get
do
up there
musical
and
comedy.
I freeze up on stage.
Yeah.
I'm not a talker on stage.
Well, the thing is, it gets easier. Because I've never even been like vastly nervous in front of crowds. But the first time I did it, I didn't do bad, but I definitely felt the
That's
out of
true.
body
Yeah.
experience.
I've
like,
seen you progress. I've seen you come
nervousness.
in. Yeah.
But I've definitely gotten comfortable in front of the crowd, which is good. Still, strides to go.
Right,
But I'm getting better. I'm a year into this. I'm not stopping now.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. It's a pretty big open highway.
Yeah.
I like it.
Three lanes.
3 lanes. It's not the biggest. I've seen like 5 or 6 lanes, which I'm not a fan
Oh yeah, that can
of. In
get
like
stressful.
California. you
Well,
know.
closer to Richmond, though, I think there is 5 or 6.
Yeah. We're close. We're like 10 miles away.
So the thing about roads is
Okay.
there's a lot of really just messy roads. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I've been to like heavily populated cities
Yeah.
that should have 3 or 4 lane roads, but don't. And it's too congested. And then there's the what's the thing they have in London, the roundabout or something, where it's just like a continuous circle. And
Okay,
you, like,
yeah.
enter and leave. You know.
I know what you're talking about.
I feel like there's plenty of places in Stanton that could use that.
I could use it. My problem with British driving is the wheels right there.
It's backwards, yeah.
And that would bother me.
That
Like,
would be
I really don't think I think I would crash
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Because then
It'd be hard
think
to
about
get
that,
used
like
to.
just driving on the separate side.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It would feel weird.
Do I need to get the other side? They're acting like I need to, but
Of course, I'm left-handed, so I don't know if that would make a
That's
difference.
true,
Maybe I
yeah.
would have an easier time.
see, you're a left-handed man, but you live in a right-handed society.
I do.
So a lot of things like driving are not for, are not like. I'm not saying you can't drive. I'm saying they're not catered for you.
Well, yeah.
And you had to learn a separate way.
Left-handed
You know what I mean?
people are at a higher risk of accident,
Yeah.
car accident. And they're not good at cursive.
Really? I'm not good at cursive. I'm right-handed.
They forced us to write in cursive in school, and I couldn't do it.
I'm right-handed, and I am not good at cursive. They forced me. I would always, like, I've never gotten great grades, but, like, you know, 3rd or 4th grade, there's no reason to get Fs, right?
Right.
So I would always get, like, B's or A's or B's in, like, 4th grade, right? And I would always get, like, a C.
Same here.
In cursive.
Penmanship.
And my mom, in penmanship.
It's the class.
And my mom, good mom, she would always be like, oh, you got straight A's. Because cursive isn't, like, penmanship isn't a real class.
Exactly.
Like, great mom. She's a great mom.
It's not a real class.
It's not a real class. Some things you just can't consider a real class.
You can't. I wouldn't.
And penmanship is one of them.
Yeah.
So, I want to say thank you, Mom.
We appreciate it, Mom.
I very much appreciate it. Now look where I am.
Exactly.
I'm podcasting in my car.
Doing a podcast in a vehicle.
In a vehicle.
On the road.
It's a vehicular.
We listened to Rascal Flatts earlier. We interluded in with Rascal Flatts.
It's a vehicular podcast. You've heard of vehicular manslaughter.
Right.
From the makers of vehicular manslaughter and vehicular...
battery? Is that a crime? Vehicular battery?
Maybe.
Vehicular...
Well, vehicular battery is like if your vehicular battery dies.
Well, that's true, but like I'm talking about the
I know, like assault.
Vehicular is indecent exposure.
Yes.
If your car is nude,
yeah,
public.
Well, that's true. If your car's too stripped down, they will stop you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
if it's
if you don't have the proper, if you're missing, if it lights out,
if it looks like a Model T, and
if it's a Model T, if you're driving a Model T on the highway, they're probably gonna stop you.
You're probably going 8 miles an hour.
Oh man, I'm very excited to see Hannibal.
I'm excited to see him.
I think he's going to destroy.
He's a funny man. He's a black comedian.
Yeah, he is.
White individuals.
I'm very excited to see him tonight, but I'm also very excited to see him on the roast of Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going to destroy
I hope he does.
Justin Bieber. Like, I think the other, like Chris D'Elia is funny,
Yeah.
but the problem with Chris D'Elia here I'm having is I don't really view him as an insult comic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's more of a, he's really physical. He's a physical comic.
Yeah, he
you know
is
what I mean? And he does a lot of characters. I'm not saying he won't do a good job, because he probably will. He's a very funny man. But, like, Hannibal, because Hannibal just rips people apart when he wants to.
Yeah.
And I think Hannibal is just going to destroy Justin Bieber, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Who are the other roasters? Because it's like...
Well, Jeffrey Ross.
The comedies into a roast are always weird because they get a lot of people that aren't comedians.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg's on there.
And it's like, that's kind of cool, but at the same time, like, I feel like it could be, instead of like a C show, it could be like an A, like a 5-star show, if you just got like today's best comedians.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like people that write jokes for a living, you know? Like Snoop Dogg, you know, he writes some pretty sick beats.
Yeah.
But like, do we need Snoop Dogg making fun of Justin Bieber?
We're not denying Gin and Juice.
Yeah, Gin and Juice is fine for what it is.
But are you a comedian? Time will
But
tell.
yeah, like I think it would just be a much better show.
I mean, they're entertainers, you know, they're performers.
Yeah. Well, Mike Tyson, I think it was on the roast of William Shatner, but Mike Tyson was one of the roasters, and the MC was Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson had a really good joke about Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that he came out and he was like, spoilers, I guess, if you're gonna watch the roast of William Shatner anytime soon. He came out and he said he's like, you know, after I quit boxing, I tried my hand at poetry. He's like, and I was okay, but I found myself just doing a lot of plagiarism, copying the great works of classic writers. He's like, so you see, Seth, I'm not the only one who's made a career ripping off Homer.
Yeah, that's funny.
I was like, that's a solid.
That is really funny.
Yeah. Because he hasn't made a career ripping off Homer.
Martha Stewart, I think, made an appearance.
Really?
On the roast I read.
She's funny. I bet she can hold her own because she was in prison.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I bet she could probably hold her own.
I don't want to spoil it, but I think they make a reference to that in her.
Okay.
I read some of the jokes.
Did she get roasted or did she?
No,
Oh, is she in the new one? She's in the Justin Bieber roast.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes. I don't know who else. I can't remember.
I can get behind that. Martha Stewart. I feel like she could hold her own in like in a battle of the Burns.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
She did some time.
She did some time. People are not very nice in prison.
Right.
If
Prison changes you.
yeah, it does. I feel like 'cause she has the whole like, you know, mom kind of like thing going on. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But I feel like she's a lot harder than people think she is. You know, just because prison time.
It's true.
I feel like she could make a grown man cry
She could.
with her stings. And her home decor. Her
Yeah.
home decor could probably
It's
do some damage.
That's what we messed with. Alright, well, we're here in Richmond.
Yeah, we're close. I feel like we're
Great
close
city.
to where we need to. Yeah, Richmond's awesome. We're going to the Carpenter Theater. I've never been. You ever seen anything in the Carpenter Theater?
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
I've been to the National. I believe it's across the street almost.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I don't know if it's directly across the street, but it looks like it was close by.
Alright.
Yeah. Veil Vapor.
She's behind the show. I think I need to get. I believe.
Yeah, Hannibal's coming up in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of been cool because like I wasn't from there with him from the beginning, but like I got in on him early on.
Yeah.
And like I think you kind of introduced me to him. I got into him because of the Eric Andre show.
Right, same here.
Right. I love stand-up comedy, obviously. And when I became aware that this guy did stand-up, I was like, oh, I gotta check it out. Hilarious.
He's very funny.
He's
guy.
hilarious.
Very funny comedian.
He has 2 specials. He actually does not have a Comedy Central Presents. He turned down a Comedy Central Presents.
Really?
Yeah, apparently, like, he had done appearances on a lot of Comedy Central shows, and he said he like, I heard an interview, and he said he basically had done for Comedy Central the equivalent of a 30-minute special, but over the span of different shows.
Yeah.
So he was just like, I've already had that recorded, just not in one shot, so I don't want to record it again. He's like, I'll just work towards an hour, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's admirable. He's a good comic. Did you hear about I think it was in like Georgia or something. Apparently, like the opener didn't show up, and like Hannibal tweeted and was just like, "We're gonna need an opener. Someone in the audience wants to do it." And like the guy's wife like tweeted back at Hannibal, and they came out in the crowd and found him, and he did like 5 minutes before Hannibal.
Oh, that's funny.
And then, like, that's so lucky. And apparently he'd only been doing stand-up for, like, 8 months.
That's crazy, dude.
And, like, he got to open for Hannibal.
That's insane.
That's awesome.
Maybe you'll have a shot tonight.
Yeah, I would be honored to open for Hannibal Buress. But that's a really, like, Cinderella story to it right there.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's not famous now, but it definitely got him a lot of good exposure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like big crowd, you know.
Oh, for sure. Like, that's insane. Like, especially, like, he'd been doing stand-up for 8 months. I've been doing it for about a year.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'll be a year next month. So, like, you know? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I would be honored.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, I heard it, and I was like, that's solid. Because, I mean, it's one of these things. You don't want to go out to a cold crowd, you know?
Yeah.
Especially, like, Hannibal's going to do, like, 2 hours. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to go out to a completely cold crowd.
Watch.
I need to get over, bud. Thank you for watching.